Hello, everybody. My name is Carrow Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I also write romance under the name Faye Black. I work over at Riververse as the administrative assistant or administrator. I'm very tired. It's the first day of the year. I went to bed at 1 and I woke up at 6. So, because I always have farmer hours. But if you are here, thank you so much for coming and starting the new year off with me. We will be doing writing sprints today. And my goal for the end of this stream is to have about 3,000 words because I, in all of my great wisdom, told myself that I was actually going to succeed at Millwordy this year. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about in regards to Millwordy is where you write 1,000,000 words in a year. It was an initiative that was started by Kate Kavanaugh, but she was also including things like emails and all this other stuff and edits. And I'm going to kind of do that, but not in the sense that I am going to write 1,000,000 words in my current projects to fix them. So that is what I'm going to do. And I aim to do about 3,000 words a day because there will be days when I'm sick, when I don't feel well, and having that buffer is going to help me. So I just put my little word count tracker there to start that off with. And I also wrote down a brief outline of the thing that I'm going to work on today. So we're on our way to make this year amazing, even if I am tired and can't use words appropriately verbally. So, but let's take a look and see who's here while a few folks are still streaming in. And as you guys can tell from the scrolling banner in the bottom, we will be talking about completing projects because I think everybody else has kind of exhausted the topic of making goals and starting all that refresher self-care stuff, and I'm kind of done with that, so we're not doing it. We're going to talk about getting shit done because that's what we do here. Oh, first I gotta say hi to Andrew. Andrew, Shy, what's up? Hope you had a good New Year's. I hope you all had a good New Year's. Speaking of that, okay, now I'm gonna go to the top. All right, so Sky is here. Hello, Sky. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. She is the only one up in her house. The rest of her family is asleep, which is mirroring me right now because my husband went to take a nap as soon as he heard I was gonna stream. Athena is here. Hello, happy 2023. The first day is going really well. Yes, this day is going really well, even if I'm kind of like half like blinking at everything. Stacy is here. Hello, Stacy. Thank you so much for joining us today. Getting set up so you can be productive in the first writing session of the year. And have to say that the first day of the year today is a better first day of the year than a first day of 2022 for me and my family. 2022, we shall not speak of because that was such a crazy ass year. Let's see. My husband is playing and ignoring the children. Oh no, that's not good. No. I tried to go to bed early, but my husband was on his phone until 2 this morning. Oh, that's weird. Like playing games or talking or what? Hello, Athena. And Cat Paw Rosalas is here. Hello, how are you doing today? Happy new calendar year. Yes, happy new calendar year. I stayed up way too late, which for me is like, it's 1. Everybody else is kind of like, that's early. I must be like the only weirdo in my circle of friends that, goes to bed by like 9, probably. So. Okay, so while we're waiting for a few more folks to come in, let me go ahead and change that bottom banner out because we're going to go ahead and do that. Well, I'll leave that one there. So the first question that we're going to answer in regards to getting shit done, because that's what we're talking about, is going to be, what do you struggle with when trying to finish a project? So what I mean by that is you've got something, you're working on it, and for some reason, like you run into some kind of barrier or an obstacle that occurs. Sometimes it's writer's block, sometimes it's whatever. So my question for you is like, what are some of the struggles that you have with finishing a project? I think for me, my struggles actually come when I have to involve other people in what I'm doing, and that includes like editors and cover artists and stuff like that. Because in my brain, I have a timeline of how I want things to get done, and then I bring other people in, and with them come unknown factors. So, for example, there's a cover that I'm still waiting on. It was supposed to be done on the 28th of December, and it is not done yet. And when I reached out to the cover artist, they were like, "Oh, I'm sick, got family problems, like all this other stuff." So it's like getting to like the point where when I go forward, I'm not going to put pre-orders up until like everything's done, right? Like that's just kind of where we're getting at this point because nobody runs at my timetable, it seems. But anyway, so I will let you guys answer that. If you want to do me a favor, and when you answer, if you put an A1 in front of that way I know it's the answer, I'll make sure to read it aloud because that's the appropriate thing to do. But you know what? We are 5 after, and I am ready to rock and roll, guys. So what we're gonna do is I've got this fancy timer, and by I mean fancy, it means it just automatically goes from time break, time break, time break. So we are going to write for 20 minutes. We will break for 10 minutes, do another 20, and do that forward. So when we come back, I'll start going through some of the answers that I see popping in. I am definitely curious about that with you guys. And then we'll do question 2, blah, blah, blah. You've been here before. You know how this works. So, all right, we're going to start this timer. I had something, I lost it. Again, Sleepy Carrow Brain. Welcome to my stream. All right, so I'm going to start this timer. We'll do this thing for 20 minutes, and then we'll reconvene. And this will start in 3, 2, 1. I will see you guys in 20. Alright, that was time. That's also when I learned more and makes a bird sound. But that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all of that goodness. Ugh. I got words. How many words did I get? Fantastic question. Let me find out. I got 1,198 words, so I'm gonna write this down. And we have 2 more sprints after this as a reminder. So one way or another, I need to make sure that I get my word count. Alright, so while I'm waiting for folks to share their progress, I will go through some of the answers that were given to me. So Stacy said, in answer to the question of what do you struggle with when trying to finish projects, said, I'm struggling with discipline to actually sit down and work, and now editing on my one story, and for my new story, I am going to try and finish it by prepping better. That is a fine idea. I like that. I know before I went live, the very first thing I did was I outlined all the things that I was going to do in this writing, and I actually put more on here than I probably would do, because there have been situations in which I've finished doing all of like the little bullet points, and then I'm like, now what do I do, right? So I gave myself a lot to work with. So that's a fine way to do that. I think that will be great. Andrew said, for me, it commonly comes down to my brain coming up with cooler stuff that would quite alter a bit and require a lot of rewriting. Man, yep. I think we've all been there at some point. I think there was during Nano, when I was working on my one book, I was in the middle of writing it, and there was at one point when I realized that if I write this scene the way that I'm writing it, it's literally going to change the rest of my series. I hadn't written the series, so that was fine. It was just deviating off of my established path. So probably instead of it being 9 books, it will just be like 4 books, and I'll just be fine with that. So, all right. Sky says, shiny new idea syndrome is usually my worst enemy. Any idea will strike when I'm halfway through something, whether it's for that project or another entirely. I also suffer from that. But luckily, we have like these cool things called Write a Book in a Week challenge that I end up, kind of taking the time to work on that stuff. So that's always good. Athena says, for me, the struggle is knowing how much I have to do to get to the main goal, and if it seems like the goal versus time I put into it, it just isn't working. Yeah, no, that's definitely a delicate balancing act. Oh my goodness. Catpaw says, knowing it's good enough and getting to that point because chronic fatigue. Oh yeah, it's rough. I get you. Lee is here. Hello, Lee. Thank you so much for joining us today. Lee says, I struggle to know when to stop. I'm a bit of an underwriter in terms of descriptions, but I still end up with massive word counts just from wanting to write way more plot than necessary. I personally think that that's not too bad, because it's better to have stuff and delete it than not have it at all, but that's just me. Precious is here. Hello, Precious. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you are doing well. Happy New Year's to you too. Working on Reel for Instagram. This is kind of obnoxious. Stacy says, I have 12 lines in my spreadsheet to help me organize this information better. I will have to go back and do the math later. That's all good. Sky says, I was trying to finish my word count tracker for the year, finish the writing version, and now trying to figure out the editing tracker. I don't think I finished all my words. I'll do it after the stream. I think last time I counted all the words that I wrote for 2022, it was like 600,000. I think it was that. It was at a number where when I decided to do Meal Wordy, I was like, no, it's possible to do, because I wasn't writing nonstop during 2023 or during 2022. I was clearly ready to be here this year. So, no, I'll do that after. I definitely want to. Mary's here. Hello, Mary. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you are doing well. Mr. Kate is here. Hello, Mr. Kate. Thank you so much for joining us today. Catpaw says, still a lot of pain after yesterday's Pang Fest, so I have to get up and move around every 5 minutes, gathering notes and planning scenes for part 3 on Post-it notes. Oh, I love Post-it notes. I have the same way with plots. I'm great at having subplots and the like. Oh, you're funny, Lee. I would have a great experience writing for soap opera. Precious wrote 87 words. Fantastic. Well done. Early stream, nice. No, this is typically when I stream on Sundays. It was a little different during NaNoWriMo because I was streaming every day at the same time. But on Sundays, I typically try to stream at 2 p.m. EST on Sunday. So I used to do it during the week. And what happened is there was one job that I worked at, and I even said I can't meet at this time. Like I had it blocked out and everything. They kept putting meetings down there, and so I was like, it's one of those things where, you know, I wanted to do the stream and I wanted to like do the thing that I said I was going to do, but the problem that I was facing is that the stream unfortunately doesn't make me money. So stream versus job, not really a big competitor. So oh wow, it looks like I stopped mid-word here. You stopped here. Okay, that way I know what to highlight when I start the next one in 4 minutes. Mr. Kate says, I think I will do some rereading of my work in progress today, seeing if anything sticks. Haven't been getting much writing done. Hey, but you're here. 87 words in 8 minutes. I came late. Oh, you know, they're still amazing. 87 words. Fantastic. Oh, no, you read fine. You're fine. Are you at a standing desk? I am, in fact, at a standing desk. It also will lower into a sitting desk. But one of the things is in 2022, I asked my husband if I could get a standing desk because one of the problems that I was having was I was having hip and heel pain a little bit. And I thought if I had a standing desk, that would alleviate some of that. And it has. It has worked out really well. So no regrets there. The one side effect that I encountered was that all the standing that I'm doing actually gives me Charlie horses in the middle of the night due to like mineral stuff. But you know, it takes like some potassium supplements and that goes away. But that was such a bad reminder because I had that happen to me when I used to be a chef. That was when I was working in a hospital, and so like I would just wake up like with, you know, calf spasms at like, I don't know, like 2, 3 in the morning, just like sudden pain and trying to stretch it out and all this other stuff. But potassium, magnesium, take those supplements if you decide to do this, and then you won't have that problem. So that's another thing I'd like to set up this year. That you can get on Amazon. I think this desk in particular cost me $300. Not gonna lie. 1 hour of Mr. Man's time, and a lot of frustration for me because FedEx, for some reason, said I had to sign for the desk, right? But I wasn't here when they kept dropping off, so it took like 2 weeks for me to get my desk. It was absolutely crazy. Charlie horses go away with water as well. This is true. I actually drink like a gallon of water a day, so it was just a mineral thing for me, but it doesn't do that for everybody. Bill is here. Hello, Bill. I just started a novel and know it will take a year, and I'm enjoying the fact it's such a big project and it's as if I'm creating another world and love it. Fantastic. Please enjoy that creative process. Please, please, please. That's what we're all doing. To answer the question, writer's block mostly. You got this. Don't even worry about it. Let's see. Sky says, the past couple of days I've been having pins and needles feelings in my feet and legs when I sit for almost 30 minutes at a time. It sucks. I actually have that feeling right now. Ow. Oh, no good, my friend. Yeah, no, get up and move around and shift and all that stuff. I guess you guys are kind of noticing how I'm doing like the hip swivel over here. A little bit. My standing desk is a workbench from Harbor Flight, and it was $150. Oh, okay, there you go. Fantastic. This one cost what it did because it's got like a mechanic, or I don't know what it's called. It basically has an engine that makes it go up and down. That's why it costs so much. Words are failing me. I say that as I'm working on my manuscript. Probably a bad time to be working on stuff, but I'll edit it and make it seem like I knew what I was doing at the time, because that's how we roll here. I've had that problem with FedEx before. So annoying. It is. And like I called them at one point and I was like, y'all keep doing this. Like how, like what are my options here? And it's like, oh, well, you can utilize this feature that lets us like drop it off somewhere else and you can pick it up later. And like the closest place to me was like an hour away. Right. And so I was like, can you just tell the carrier, you know, or the courier, whatever their name or whatever their proper title is, can you just tell them not to request the signature and just drop it off at my door? And they're like, yeah, we can do that. And the day after that, I saw that my package, nope, okay, we gotta work. Okay, sorry. That's how this timer works. It just goes real quick. All right, so it's time to do another sprint, which is good because I was about to babble way too long. So again, if you just came in and you have not been to writing sprints before, what we will do is we are going to write for 20 minutes or read or do whatever it is that you need to do. And then at the end of the 20 minutes, we will share our progress. I should have been doing this earlier. All right, but what we are going to do is move on to the second question of today. So the second question for the stream is, what method do you implement to finish something? So when you need to get something done, what are tactics or methods that you have implemented that have been successful for you? So that's the question. I will go ahead and start this timer, again, 20 minutes, and then we'll break for 10 and go back. So this will start in 3, 2, 1, and I will see you guys in 20. Alright, that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all that goodness. I am to stop here. Yeah, I'm going to count my words up real quick. Okay, here we go. Word count. So that's 1,091 words. Not too shabby, I gotta say. I might actually be able to do this 2,000 word a day thing. Yeah. All right, so we got one more sprint after this, unless I'm feeling feisty, and we're gonna do 2. And while I wait for everyone's progress to come in, I will take a look at some of the answers to the question. Again, the question itself was, what method do you implement to finish something? So I just want to make sure I'm starting in the right place. Scroll up just a little bit more, just to be sure. Okay. So Venom says, the most powerful one for me is delivering on promises I've made to myself and the audience. It's not perfect, but it's strong. No, obligation, peer pressure, that is definitely a thing. Athena says, baby steps. I break things down as much as I can so I can see how far I've come, and sometimes I break them down as I go so I can see that I have a few tasks in front of me inside of many. Yes, this is what I do, actually, and I find it to be very successful for me. Let's see. This is funny because of what is finished. Nano worked well for me this year, but that was more about getting the idea down. But I want to up my game and have a polished work done. So I'm going to 2. I need to work on editing. I don't know if I have ever finished something edited before, so I don't know what my method is. I'm making a few steps, but those are formatting and letting the story be. Hey, it works, right? Mary says, I struggle with ADHD and my mental health. Oh, that was for answer 1. Barriers that you encounter with your work. Okay. And then answer to question 2 is, timers are somewhat helped, but they don't always work because I forget to use them on my own. That's why you guys are such a huge help. Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you, Mary. Thank you. I think this is the answer to the question. So Bill says you've got to be in love with the thing that you're writing. If you are in love with it, then you won't want it to end, but it will end. And when it does, you'll be on cloud 9. If you need to rest. That is very sound and wise advice, Bill. Thank you very much. Misty Kate says, finish something. Seriously, though, allowing myself to revise my outline for each chapter as I go along and not stick to something so rigid. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I guess that really depends on your writing style and how you like to do things. I know my outline for this book in particular has changed just a little bit, but like the overall idea of how things happen hasn't changed. So in this case, I think I ended up having to write like extra scenes between 2 things I wanted to happen because it didn't make, like, the impact of the thing that I wanted to happen was lost because there was no buildup. So let's see. Oh, okay, so here's one more answer to the question. It looks like I've got some statuses coming in. So Sky says timers and challenges such as the 7-day book challenge. Yeah, speaking of 7-day book challenge, let's not all forget that Sky and Tamara Woods are hosting the book in a week challenge starting from the 8th to the 14th. That's what I have written down here. And basically that's where folks try to write a book in 7 days. I have participated in both of them. So the first one was very successful. I actually have that book coming out on February 14th. That's called Roll D20 for Love. I'm in the middle of editing it right now. I've got to send it to the editor on the 7th, which I'm super excited about because it's going to be so good. I think it's good. I'm also a nerd, so. All right, so Stacy says, I got 20 more lines done in my spreadsheet. Fan-fucking-tastic. Well done. Sky says, I'm still working on my spreadsheet to track my editing. My formula isn't working correctly, and it's irritating me. No, we don't like it. Let's see. I reset an old health fitness planner for 2023. Oh, that's good. Well done. Let's see. I did put a reoccurring hour on my Outlook calendar. Oh, good. That's your time for you. Perfect. Catpaw says, in answer to the question, friendly accountability, personal goal setting. When I get or feel stuck, I swap projects for a few days. Oh, that's good too. Oh, Caitlin's here. Hello, Caitlin. I bribed myself with the guilt-free idea that I can start a shiny new project with new shiny materials. Oh, that's right. You do the crocheting and all that good stuff. I can't crochet. One day I will figure it out. Tortellini. Oh, no, okay. Sorry, I'm missing some context in some of the stuff you guys got going on here. All right, so we got 4.5 more minutes. I guess that means that we can take a moment to stretch, actually. If you guys have not stretched, do it. If you have not saved your work, please do it. Oh, I don't know if y'all heard my back pop just now. Oof. Oh, turn. I'm on day 3 of my fitness boxing challenge. I thought I was going to do it for 30 days, but I was watching some people talk about how they used it and they did it for 90. So I was like, well, I guess I can do it for 92. I can get them guns. Yeah. So, let's see. Stacy says, just in case anyone is wondering, I write family history. So my spreadsheet is dates of events, where it happened and who it happened to and how old they were at certain person or at the certain person is at the time. Oh, okay. So I saw day 3 and I'm excited for you. Thank you. How are you liking the challenge so far? I actually really like it. I had the first fitness boxing. I ended up not playing it because one of my dogs at the time, Bones, like absolutely love that dog, but we had to rehome him because he kept trying to kill poor Ranger. And he had like this weird thing where if I was on the treadmill or if I was doing one of the fitness games with the Switch, he would just like go fucking ballistic, like just start yelping and going in circles. One time he like started eating his tail. It was very strange. And past me was like, I'll just stop playing this game until I figure out why he's doing this. And I never picked it up again. So it's been really fun to do it again. And I was telling one person, because I used to do belly dancing as a hobby, and then I picked up boxing. I ended up liking boxing more just because I like to hit things, right? So I'm sure that says a lot about my personality, but you know. Let's see. Venom says, part of me wishes these streams were mostly Q&A. I could probably do a chat challenge or a chat stream at some point. I got into the habit of doing productivity sprints mostly because at the time, it's when streaming was like really big back in like 2019 here on AuthorTube, so we were all doing writing sprints, and then 2020 they got really huge because we were all stuck in our houses, and this was like how we got like social engagement with other people. And some folks have moved away, some folks still keep doing it, but I guess we can do a chat. Some people do coffee and chats, right guys? You guys will know more because I'm unfortunately really out of touch with AuthorTube. Some of those challenges when they're on chaos mode or whatever, it hurts for the last few minutes. I have seen that. And one guy who was reviewing the game says, do that when you're used to playing the game. Don't do it right away. You're going to hurt yourself. So I'm waiting to do it. Are the challenges in the game itself or something you're finding online? It's just trying the game for 30 days, but in the game they have like an achievement system. So I've gotten like 10% through the achievements right now. So I am cool with caffeine and combo. Okay, I'll make it happen at some point, but not this week. This week is fucking nuts right now. I got so much shit going on. Okay, so let's do question 3 before the next sprint starts. So question 3, for anybody who would like to answer it, is what do you do if you're waiting for a dependency like a beta reader, an editor, or something else? Do you just take a break? Do you work on another project? Do you do research? Like what are you guys doing with that? With my first book, Queen of Swords and Silence, which is on Kindle Unlimited if anybody's interested, I actually just took a big break because I worked really like neck-breaking pace to get that book done, and I just wanted a break for a little while. And I remember in the first 30 days when I took that break, I had a whole bunch of new ideas that came to me. So what I try to do is sometimes I'll work on another project, or sometimes I will actually let my brain rest and like record whatever ideas my head comes up with. So that's gonna be that. So that's my answer to that question. Now I'm gonna start on this other line. Okay, so what time is it? We might have time for another one, or I'll tell you guys what, probably what I'll do, because I think I'm going to meet my word count for the day after this next one, is after we finish this, we can do like a sit and chat for a little bit, because it is the first of the year. I would like to spend some time with you guys, just a little bit. So, All right, so we're going to start this timer. Again, it's 20 minutes for you to use as you see fit. We will work. We will come back in 20 and share progress, and I will talk to you guys in a minute. Okay, that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all that goodness. I am going to grab my words. I have words. I think that is not the spot. Oh man, this sucks. Where did I stop at? Oh man. I can't tell. Okay, let's just take a look at the total word count because that's what I'm really looking at. Okay, I've made my words. Okay, we're cool. So I am going to go ahead and write my word count in here and... All right, so that will be the last sprint. We'll do like a little bit of a chat here. I'll go ahead and actually turn that off for right now. There we go. So half hour for chat. That's not too bad, right? All right, so today was 3,319 words. And the fun part will be when I get to edit those words. Yay. I know there's mistakes on there. All right, so let's take a look at the answers to the question while you guys are giving me your updates. Athena, I think, said that she was going off for a nap. So bye, Athena. Thanks so much for coming. Why is this sideways? How long has it been like this, guys? Why'd you let me be sideways, yo? Okay, there we go. Okay, so Sky says, I've always have projects in queue, so while I'm waiting on editors, cover artists, I start the next project. Okay, cool. Athena said, I haven't been in this position before, but I would probably work on other stories I had bouncing around in my head. Nice. Stacy says, it depends on where I am in the process. Like my grandma's story, I'm working on another project, but if I am early in the process, then I'm probably going to be doing research. Okay. Misty Kate says, I always have projects in queue, but I've never been in this position before as well. Well, we'll all experience it, right? Oh, Misty Kate's gone to have to go. Thank you for the sprints as always. Anytime, Misty. Thanks so much for being here. Mary says, when Jamie and I were working on my work in progress together, I would either work on different part of the series or try to wrap my brain around other projects, which would never work because I'm obsessed with my work in progress. That hyper focus, yo. Cat Paw says, work on another project or take time off with a hobby. Read without feeling it is time I should be working. Somebody woke up from a nap. Hello, Mr. Brown. Godzilla 2014 is here. Hello, Carrow. I am Godzilla 2014, and welcome back to the Thunderdome. Hello, Jacob. Thank you. Thank you. I am actually very pleased with this. This is exactly where I wanted to be today. And I could probably write more, but I don't want to. So. Stacy says, I don't remember how many lines I was up to at the end of that last sprint, but for this stream, I'm up to 47 lines. That's outstanding. Well done, Stacy. Good job. 3 more siblings to go through this particular sheet. That's so awesome that you're doing that. I had a relative that did that. I think she's got my family tree up on a website somewhere. Like, she just went and made it. It's one of those things where she's got like the web domain forever, and she unfortunately passed away from diabetes, and nobody has access to that website. So like all of our information is just like out there. So it's like, wow, man, wow. So Venom says, final stages of a rewrite before I start some character drafts. Oh, fucking yeah. Good job. You guys are all doing so good today. Fantastic. All right. Oh, excuse me. Well, good thing I'm done because now the yawning starts. Oh, man. I can't wait to finish this book, guys. I really can't wait. It's this book I started back in 2021. And when I say started it, I mean, I did seriously little baby steps. And I probably actively worked on the book for 2 months, actively worked on it. And the rest of the time, I work on it and then I just kind of shove it into a corner and be like, it's there somewhere, right? But I definitely wanted to finish this, and I want to get the draft done this month because originally when I wrote this book, it was supposed to be a birthday gift for a friend. And I obviously have missed that birthday 2 times. So my goal is this year to have it done and polished and sent to them by their birthday. And then when they're done with it, then I'll publish it after that. But that's the goal. Finish this draft, send it to an editor, have it out for the birthday, move on. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Sky says, in a way, the sight thing is really cool. In another, that's terrifying. Yeah, just a little tiny bit. Just, yeah. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Of course, like, I think I don't even know what we're going to do. I have to actually talk to my aunt about it because I'm not sure how excited I am about that being out there. And part of it is because my birth mother is pretty notorious for like stealing people's stuff, like mostly from churches. Like she steals the tithing and stuff like that. Like very not a great person, like at all. I don't 0-10 don't recommend. But because when people try to find her, they find that website, I ended up getting a call at some point asking if I know where she is. And I was like, no, but if you find her, she owes me like 7 years child support. So, yeah. And that's probably the one downside to that website. Oh, shit, did he land? I did. Oh, yay! Okay, so long story. My friend in Japan went to go visit family in the U.S. and he could not get home. He was stuck in an airport for almost 32 hours over New Year's, and I was trying to keep him company where I could. But he's finally landed in Japan, so this is happy. So he said he's getting on the Tokyo flight now, so that's good. He was afraid he was going to miss that flight. Not that you guys actually cared about any of that information, but I'm super pleased that my friend is going home. Oh, poor guy. I feel so bad for him. All right, so Venom said he wanted more Q&A stuff. So we're talking about projects and we're talking about finishing projects. I have to make another banner then. So let me make another one. So Q4. What will I... let me see. Oh, you know what? That's a good thing. Reward... I know you guys are hearing like the big of my keys. Okay. So, all right. So here's the question: if I reward or not, how do you celebrate finishing your project? So, I know some of you said that you haven't been in this position before, but it's always fun to think about. So when you actually finish, if you finish the draft of a book or you finish editing a book or you've published it or anything else like that, like what do you do in a way that kind of celebrates that? I'm very bad about this because the very next thing I do is I just write another book. Like I don't actually like take a moment to celebrate. And I think I really do need to start doing that a little bit more because they're really good benchmarks, right? When you finish a book or a short story or anything like that. And so like maybe get like a fancy meal or some chocolate or anything else like that. And some people don't really work very well with the reward system. A few folks use it or claim it's a crutch. And it really, again, comes back down to like your personality type and if that kind of thing like incentivizes you or not. But anyway, that was my question. Let's see. Sky, while I'm waiting for people to answer the question, says, that reminds me, my sister told us that somebody in her fiance's family added her name to an ancestry site tree, so it pulled up an old high school photo or picture of our dad within the tree. Oh, that's interesting. I think I did the 23andMe. I did it with my dad, and like the entire family is like popping out of the woodworks for that. But a couple of people have reached out to me. It's like, how am I related to you? I was like, I don't know. Like if I knew, I'm pretty sure most of us are here making sure we don't have like an extra brother or sister we don't know about. That's my thought. Because that's definitely a thing. Let's see. And then Sky also said, I find that more fascinating than terrifying. Mine is going to look so bad. No, it's not going to look bad. You don't know what you're going to do it yourself. Finishing long-term projects is a Herculean feat for my personality type. Well, you should still think about what you're going to do when you get done. Like, you're going to get like a fancy burger? You're going to tell people on Twitter that you're done if you are on Twitter. I think maybe I need to start doing something more about that. I need to lead the charge on that. Stacy says, since I haven't really finished, but when I have finished drafts, I tend to start a different project, but maybe go out to eat. Oh, there you go. Food dopamines, yeah. I'm gonna start letting myself have some guilty chocolate. I don't know what it is about like this week, but my body has been craving chocolate like nobody's business. I don't know if it's my body wanting protein and going after sugar or something else. Let's see. Venom says, either way, first I'll scream at the top of my lungs in triumph. And then, yeah, first order of business. Fucking do it, man. I think maybe the reason I never actually celebrated like I probably should have is because I'm never really quite confident if it's finished. You know what I mean? And of course, it doesn't help with like one time I listened to my audiobook and I was like, heard one part and I was like, I probably would not put that there, but it's already out there. I leave it out there and every now and then I like listen to it and I'm like, how can I be better next time? Yeah, on My Heritage, I found out that my grandfather had a spare nephew. Oh dear. Man, that would be like that would be such a fun story if like somebody does some. I mean, I'm sure it's been done. Somebody's already written it, but you know, somebody goes and they do like the ancestry.com thing, and they're kind of like, "What do you mean I got a brother or a sister?" Right? That wouldn't be a romance novel. That would be some kind of. I don't know if it would be a comedy either. I don't know. What do you guys think of a story like that? Catpaw says, I always struggle with finding ways to celebrate milestones. I need ideas. Chocolate, burgers, watching a TV show. I think another way I like to celebrate is I'll actually buy a video game and I'll play it for a couple of hours. I got so excited, guys. I found out. So I started playing WoW again. Don't judge me. I started playing WoW again. And there's a thing that you use to add modifications to the game. It's called CurseForge. I won't dive too deep into what that is, but basically if I need to change something in the game, I just, go to that. And I found out that CurseForge actually also added mods to Stardew. And I was kind of like, what do you mean you add mods to Stardew? Like, this whole community that I've never been involved with Stardew. I've always kind of like looked at it from afar, but never did it. And before I did the stream today, I was actually trying to look at it to see what mods I would add, but there's so many. There are so many mods. I was like, I don't know which one I would do. Something that would make tracking things easier, because I'll tell you what, there's them birthdays, relationships, like. So, now going back. So Stacy says, in defense of my grandfather's siblings, this nephew was born before anyone was married, and he has 3 brothers. Okay. Sky says, when I meet daily word count goals, I give myself a piece of chocolate, finish first draft, glass of wine, publish a more expensive physical item, and a meal out. Oh, I like that idea of some kind of reward for like daily goals, though. I don't know what I could do. I'm gonna think about that. Because I don't want to turn into a complete student where I need spoons every time I answer the question correctly either. Stacy says that the answer to my find out about relatives on DNA's websites could be a mystery or a drama. Oh, that'd be so cool though. I said no more projects until I finish all mine. Why did I do this to myself? Hello, Victoria. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have actually finished all of our sprints for the day, so we're just kind of having a chill and chat right now. Venom says, I have a pretty sensitive gauge for satisfaction in my writing, so I have faith I'll complete it. Oh, that's good. Which reminds me, I need to make... Craving chocolate can mean that your adrenals need some serotonin. Oh, maybe it's magnesium. Because I was talking earlier about how I get Charlie horses in the middle of the night, and I know one of the things that the doctor told me when I mentioned it in my checkup was to have more magnesium and potassium. Just don't want to eat bananas. Might be a thing. Okay, I'm on to something. Wait, a family tree romance novel? I mean, it could. How it would be a romance, I don't know. I mean, obviously, we're not going to fall in love with a relative that we discovered on the DNA website. That would be weird. Probably from Arkansas. Stacy says, Indian food is my favorite for a milestone. When I finished my nano story at 80K, I went out for Indian. I fucking love Indian. Do you get the chicken tikka masala, or what is your go-to there? Victoria says that happened on The Amazing Race this season. 2 sisters found each other because one of their daughters did a DNA test. Oh, that's so cool. Yes, I love it. But they were adopted, so it was a bit different. I'm not sure if either knew their bio families at all. I've heard a couple of horror stories where two people dating found out because of a DNA testing that they're actually related, and I'm just like, ooh. I don't know, when I was in the military, we always had to do a DNA test. Like, I don't know why, but we did. We all had to do blood work, and they all had to make sure that we weren't related. And my first thought was that, how many people in the military are marrying their cousin? Like, I don't understand. I know there's a stereotype, but come on. Chicken manaki. Oh, there's an Indian place over here by me, and they do like this overnight chicken dish in like a clay container. I think I'm gonna do that for my birthday this year. I think I am. All right. That was question 4. I think we have time for a 5th one. Absolutely we do. What am I saying? It's my stream. I do what I want. Let me see. I'm trying to think of a 5th question for. So the first question we had, what are your struggles when you try to finish projects? The second question was, what method do you implement to help finish something? Third one was, what do you do when you're waiting on a dependency, aka beta reader, editor, so on and so forth? The 4th question was, reward or not, how do you celebrate finishing your project? So I think the 5th question should be, okay. I don't know why I added that last word, but I took it out because it was redundant. Okay. All right, so the 5th question, because I'm a nosy bitch, is what is your current project that you want to complete? AKA, what is the thing that you were working on in the stream with me today? If you were working with me on the stream. If you just joined, I still want to know. Doesn't matter. I still want to know. My current project is a novel, like I was kind of mentioning. I've been working on it passively, but it's called Blood in the Rain. And I really love everything about it. I just part of the reason I didn't finish it, and of course I left the series book in another room because that's how I operate apparently. But one of the things that I realized was the thing that held me up from finishing it is the fact that there was like a gap in scenes that needed to happen, and it makes the book a lot longer. And when I say a lot longer, this book is already like 130,000 words long, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it even longer than that or not. And I just decided that the story is going to have to be as long as it needs to be in order to be told. So if it ends up being like 200,000 or 250,000, then guess what? That's just how many words it's going to be. And I say that because it's a high fantasy book in a different setting, so I can get away with adding in like more world building and stuff like that. I just always have like this weird thing about writing like big massive books like that, mostly because in my brain I always tell myself that a book needs to be like 80,000 words long or no more than 110. And I think that came from my first publisher, because initially Queen of Swords and Silence, when I wrote that book, was actually 120,000 words long, and they told me I had to cut 20,000 words from it. And 20,000 words is a lot of words, right? So that was pretty much that. Mary says, in answer to question 4, I would buy myself a new set of friction pens or markers. Oh, yes. We love the stationery here. I cannot buy any more stationery, y'all. I said I was not going to buy any more for the rest of the year. Rather for 2023. It's already been like the hardest choice I've ever made, and it's only day 1. And I say that because I like to be on PlannerTube, and I like to watch people's get their planners set up. And let me tell you, there's some like gorgeous planners out there. I'm like, oh my god, how dare you make beautiful fucking planners? So let's see. So Sky says, person A does DNA test and finds out they're related to person B, and they're both adopted by a different family. Person A falls for person B, adopted sibling. Person C, there you go, romance. Oh yeah, that could work. All right, so I think I got. Okay, so Catpaw says, an answer to what are you guys working on? Time Shift, a speculative fiction novel. Ooh. I gotta look more into speculative fiction. Like, is there a recommendation that you guys have for that? Because Oh, I didn't show you guys. I actually got, somebody, blah, blah, words. I'm just going to go grab it and then explain it. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. It was one of those things where I have to get it to show it to you guys in order to explain it. So every now and then, at some point, my friends will go into gift war with me, and it's just basically where we send presents back and forth to each other. So we call it gift wars. And I always warn folks as I start to get more fond of them that my language of love is sending things. So if they're not comfortable with it, then I'm like, this is the time for you to tell me. Anyway, so I engaged in gift war last month with one of my gaming friends, and I had told her that I wasn't going to get another planner. I was like, this is it. This is my system. I'm going to stick to it. And bitch sent me a planner. She sent me one. It's a beautiful bullet journal, actually, and it's from Scribble and Dot, and I absolutely love it. And I'll probably do I think at some point I want to do a video where I talk about different planners and if I like them and why and all that other stuff. But she sent it to me, and I was like, I gotta use it, right? You sent it to me as a gift. What the fuck am I gonna do? So what I ended up doing is that this is actually my reading journal for the year, and I'll take some pictures and I will share them with you. But for example, on this page right here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to track how long it takes me to go through books. So I'm going to highlight it and put the name of the book over there and all this other stuff. I find that a lot of my bullet journaling is me doing different kinds of data collection for things that I do. On this one, I've got recommendations that people give me, and then on this side is going to be the series tracker. So if somebody recommends a series, I start going through where I am in that series. So there's dots for how many books are in the series, and then these filled in parts are how many books I've read so far. So there's a couple that you guys can see that I've already started, but there's many more, and I want to read them all. And one of my goals this year was to read at least 50 books. I just haven't gotten there yet, right? I just started. I haven't finished this one, but this is going to be book of the book of the year right here, and then this is going to be the book of the month, and then I'll figure out which one I really like. I am still trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm probably going to have to get pictures of these at some point. I don't have that kind of printer though. And here I have a waterfall tab layout where this will be the book of the month over here, and then these are books that I read. So I'm going to read, I usually read anywhere between 4 and 6 books a month. So that's why I was going to do it that way. And then after that, I've got my reading log, how many hours I spent reading, my impression of the reading at that time. And then what books I read and notes to remember in case I have to remember notes or something like that. So anyway, that was me completely going off the chart and talking about something that wasn't related to anything that we were talking about, but this book is really fucking cool and I wanted to share it. Thanks, guys. So, that was because I asked for recommendations for speculative fiction. Okay, I know how I got here now. Sky says, I want to finish this tracker. It's been so stubborn, but actual projects, writing a client story, and editing Damned and Deadly. Yes, do it. Do it. Stacy is working on the spreadsheet for Livy Baker's skirt, and I'm going to skirt. I think I said it right. Y'all know I'm bad with names. And I'm going to go through each of his kids and checking down to the kids' grandkids info. Nice. Victoria is my middle grade novel. I got a first draft and I want to get an edit done before I send it to the betas. Oh, that's very wise of you. Please do that. Stacy says, Levy died young and he had 5 young kids. One was only 5 months old. Oh, no. Victoria says, would an absolutely remarkable thing count as speculative fiction? I love that book. I have no idea. I actually don't read a lot of speculative fiction, I think. A story featuring a cursed family of occult detectives and hunters of monsters who are monsters themselves. I don't know why. I know why I asked. I know what you're working on because we're reviewing it together. But yeah, no, that story's actually really good. I'm really excited for when you're going to finish that and put it out there in the world. Stacy says, well, we know your milestone gift will be for Nano. You can make your Nano gift goal stationary. Oh, man, maybe. And last nano, what I did was I actually got myself, so on the thumbnail of the video that you guys saw where it was like tired me, right, with coffee, I actually ordered more of those. That was my gift last nano to myself, so that was fun. See, please share that. That's brain food. You're talking about the journal layout? The context is gone now, so I'll need you to re-explain it to me. Let's see. Mary says, still working on Midnight Days series, but breaking it down into short stories. I'm only writing it for fun now. Jamie handed it over to me completely because she wants to focus on her own writing. It happens. Yeah, they are really cool. I'm really happy with them. I would like to get a couple more at some point, but again, I'm trying to be better about spending. So I think if I get another, because I mean, not that I want to be like they ain't cheap, but they are a little expensive because it's artistic talent. So I think what I'll probably do is, we got Camp Nano coming up in April, I believe. Probably what I'll do is I'll do a project in Camp Nano, and if I finish the project in Camp Nano, then I will give myself some after clearing it with the great holder of my wallet, aka Mr. Brown. Share the data you've collected regarding the time lapse on finishing books or any media, really. Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. I will. Probably what will happen is I will do a flip through of this at the end of the year, and so that will all be on there. Which I know it's forever away, but that's kind of how those work. All right, so we got 7 minutes left. I think we're gonna go ahead and end it today because some folks are dropping off, which is fine. I am going to be doing the Boozy Planorama here at 8 p.m. EST. So Lisa Daly, Sky, and whoever else I can drag into the StreamYard is going to be there to do that with me. And then after today, I'm going to try, no, after this week, I'm going to try and move out of StreamYard and move into another streaming program. So if you guys see me having technical difficulties, that's why. I'm still learning how to use it. Let's see what else is going on. If you guys would like to support me at all, I still have my works available on Amazon. Those links are down below, and a lot of them are actually Kindle Unlimited right now. So it's all part of my publishing experiment to publish one short story a week every Thursday for 3 months. So originally they were just posted up for 99 cents, but I've made them on Kindle Unlimited because that's also what Hope For does. I always get those two words mixed up in her experiment. So again, if you're looking to help me, that would be great. But if not, that's fine too. I understand. What else do I have going on today? I got the stream tomorrow. If you guys are looking to come and hang out, I'm going to do the AuthorTube tarot predictions, and then once I do the prediction for AuthorTube, I'll just kind of leave the floor up if anybody wants to come and get like a free reading done. And I'm doing that because, one, it's really fun and I want to do it again with folks, but also two, I wrote this book about tarot cards, so I should probably kind of like walk the talk a little bit, if you know what I mean. But okay, so that is actually going to be it. So again, stream tonight at 8 p.m. EST. There's a stream tomorrow for the tarot. If you are interested in being part of that, feel free to let anybody else in AuthorTube know that's going on. Books are down below, and then I think that's going to be it. So I am going to go ahead and end it again. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me on January 1st to get some words done and hang out with me. It's been absolutely wonderful, and I look forward to doing it again with you guys next week as well. So until then, please be safe, and I will see you guys later. And I'm going to hit the button once. I'm going to hit it again.